following shop sequences will take us behind the scenes at the Royal Hudson shop at North Vancouver. There is feverish activity taking place, putting the finishing touches on the overhauls of ex-CNR 6060, now owned by the Alberta government, and ex-CPR Royal Hudson 2860, owned by the Royal Hudson Steam Train Society and operated in summer excursion service by BC Rail. Arrangements were made with BC Rail for 6060 to make 2 break-in test runs, double-heading the 2860 on her 1988 inaugural run to Squamish. This is the first time 6060 has been under steam since May 1986. Here we see master mechanic Al Broadfoot making final adjustments to the 2 steam-driven dynamos mounted on the top of 6060's boiler. The engine was originally equipped with just 1 dynamo, but a second was found necessary for additional power, account of the installation of 2 powerful sealed beam ditch lights, which are mounted in the grill of the air cooler above the pilot beam. These lights are now mandatory on all locomotives used in road service in Canada. Another slight change in 6060's appearance, which will be noted in later sequences, is the removal of the exhaust steam injector, which was mounted beside the left rear drivers. Actually, this appliance hadn't been used since 6060's restoration at Montreal in 1973. A Hancock inspirator was fitted in its place because of its simplicity of maintenance. This feedwater device is known to a lot of old-time steam men as a groundhog or mudsucker. Scenes such as we are witnessing were an everyday occurrence in hundreds of steam shops across the country, employing thousands of shopmen of various crafts, applying their specialized talent to the upkeep of the prima donnas of the rail, the steam locomotive. Boilermakers, fitters, machinists, electricians, greasers, fire builders, ash pit men, wipers and trimmers. Unfortunately, it was this large retinue of help that was needed in steam maintenance that eventually helped to spell the demise of the glamorous steam locomotive. We see the main driving wheel set of 2860 being jockeyed into position on the drop pit jack, ready for application to the pedestal jaws of the frame. Driving box repairs necessitated the removal of the drivers. The approximate weight of such a set of wheels is in the neighborhood of 10 tons, and extreme caution is needed to ensure safe installation. Here is CNR engineer Harry Holm of Jasper, the hard-working custodian of 6060, studying an air brake diagram pertaining to his beloved Iron Lady. On Friday, May 20th, a preliminary test run has been arranged for 6060 by BC Rail. She will haul a transfer freight from the BC Rail yards in North Vancouver to a CNR yard about 3 miles distant and return. 6060 is busy switching around the yard and will be seen coupling onto a cut of gondolas loaded with sulfur for interchange with the CNR. This will be a backup movement, but on the return trip, 6060 will be in the normal head-end position. It is now Saturday, May 21st, and it looks like 2860 will not be running today, even though the faithful shop crew labored most of the night. Hopefully, 2860 will be ready for tomorrow's trip. However, all is not lost, as BC Rail's backup excursion engine, ex-CPR 3716, a 280 consolidation freight engine, is pressed into service to accompany 6060 to Squamish. The tank car coupled to 3716 is an auxiliary water car, used to supplement its small tender water capacity. You may wonder why there is no name or emblem applied to 3716's tender. The reason being, this engine is used for making commercials, and various names are temporarily applied as the situation warrants. At Squamish, the train is backed into town. The engines are cut off the train, separated, and turned on the Y. After a brief servicing, the train is made up once again and heads back to North Vancouver. Back at North Vancouver, the train is spotted on its service track, where it will be made ready for tomorrow's run, and the locomotives return to the shop. Here we see each engine receiving a shot in the arm of hard rod grease, administered by a handgun. The work still continues on 2860, with hopeful anticipation that she will be ready for the road tomorrow. Sunday, May 22nd, finds 6060 standing at the head end of the train, waiting patiently. Our early riser photographer knew that 2860 was at the other end of the yard, being weighed and put through brief running tests after another all-night effort by the shop crew. As we wait, an inbound freight switches its train. Just before departure time, 2860 backed into view, and having passed approval for operations, locked coupler knuckles with 6060. Shortly after the brake test, the two thoroughbreds will head for Squamish. Note the crystal ring of the beautiful swinging bell of the Royal Hudson. You may also note en route that 2860 has two steam whistles, the standard crisp air-actuated CPR whistle and a deeper melodious hand-pulled whistle applied in later years. With the steam pressure just below the mark and a tug on the throttle, we're underway. One of two precautionary running gear inspections is carried out just before entering the 1,700-foot Horseshoe Bay Tunnel. Another will be performed at Porto. This is one way of getting a good unobstructed view of our doubleheader. Here is the second running gear inspection, and all appears to be running cool. This view gives one an idea of what a restricted outlook the engine crew had from the front cab windows. Imagine what it must have been like in the winter, with the side windows closed and only this view at 80 miles an hour.
What drug?
On entering Squamish yards, we clear a southbound freight headed by 4 units of very diverse color schemes. The Oneida and Western unit is now owned by BC Rail. Once again, the train backs into town. The engines are wide and watered, and it's back to North Vancouver, all in a continuing downpour of rain. On arrival at North Vancouver, still in pouring rain, our 2 thoroughbreds will return to the shop. The 2860 is seen backing to the shop through one of the 6060's front cab windows, after which 6060 will follow. And so, with Harry Holmes' parting words, we take leave of 2 of Canada's most renowned and celebrated steam locomotives, which have made railway history today by working together, a feat no one would have dreamed possible in the halcyon days of steam.